audience expectations every day behind this Golden EIB microphone.
Let me tell you something that you probably missed. Talking about people that hate this country. Rashida Tlaib, one of your colleagues from Michigan, when the room was chanting USA, she was chanting KKK during that part of the speech. Probably not surprising, but your reaction?
Not surprised one bit. Again, people that hate our country, they really have no business being in the United States Congress. It's a disgrace to our country. It's a disgrace to the people that have fought and died for this country. Some of them that fought for this country were in that room, and I think they play that card a little bit too much.
There you go. That is
and of course,
Steve Gruber reporting that, Rashida Tlaib was chatting KKK instead of USA while the president was speaking. Wow. I mean, honestly, again, this is the Democrat Party, and they showed their true colors last night by either leaving the building or sitting there like petulant toddlers and looking like idiots. Donald Trump called them out on all of the insanity of the Democrat Party, including transing children.
But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we would talk about that? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
Yeah, it's fairly common sense, right? Right? You don't tell your children they're the wrong gender and don't tell their parents to do surgery and all that, right? It's crazy. It's insane.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy.
There you go.
They're crazy.
These people are absolutely nuts. It's about time somebody said something like that. The Democrats are, well, Joe Biden never said anything like that. Well, Joe Biden didn't know which way was up, by the way. And Donald Trump never proposed telling little boys that they could become little girls if they cut their penises off. You see, that's crazy. An open border is crazy. All of the nonsense of the Democrat Party is crazy. And he called it out last night, and people hated it. Here is Jake Tapper saying, hey, Donald Trump called the Democrats crazy, and Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, who does something unlike Pete Buttigieg did when he was the transportation secretary.
He said, quote, these people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. I mean, but that's not something we ever heard from Obama or Biden.
Because we never did anything that insane.
That stage.
No, we've never had a speaker rip up a speech either. When you're saying issues like we're talking about trucking, we have, and it comes in my space, where you have states that are issuing driver's licenses to illegals who haven't been trained to drive a 80,000.
That's pretty crazy, too, right? Driving American truckers out of business so you can have truckers who don't even speak the damn language and aren't used to driving on first world roads with 50,000 pounds of cargo behind them. That's kind of crazy, right? But that's your Democrat Party. They're the party of crazy. Here's Donald Trump talking about the SAVE Act, because you know why? It's crazy to not be able to prove that you're a citizen if you want to exercise the right of a citizen, and only a citizen, and that is to vote.
Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated, and Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
What is it? The SAVE Act, baby. Democrats aren't standing. They already were asked the question about who do you protect.
And the reason they don't want to do it.
Why is that?
Why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason.
What's that?
Because they want to cheat.
Ding,
There's
ding,
only
ding,
one
ding,
reason.
ding, ding, ding.
They make up all excuses.
Yeah, 100%. He told the truth last night. That's one of the most wonderful things about it. I enjoyed the fact that he not only honored Americans, he honored heroes like you wouldn't believe. I got to tell you, it was inspirational. The story about the helicopter pilot extracting Maduro and how his leg was shredded with bullets, and he fought off losing consciousness to turn back around to take out the people who were shooting. Unbelievable stories. Unbelievable heroes last night. And then also just the truth about the insanity of the Democrat Party. Here he is calling out Zohran Mamdani, not requiring a voter ID, but needing a couple different kinds of ID to shovel snow.
This guy just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard.
Yeah.
Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card.
Beautiful. Who wrote this speech?
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America.
Yeah.
No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated.
Yeah. And then, of course, Donald Trump shamed Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. Ilhan Omar is a spoiled, entitled brat whose parents were privileged in Somalia, and she escaped with her privileged family to come to the United States and do nothing but fraudulently enrich themselves and badmouth America. I mean, honestly, I'm so sick of this woman. I think America is sick of this woman. They want her to be prosecuted, kicked out of Congress, and removed from the country, sent back to a mud hut in Somalia, absolutely penniless.
Removal of criminal aliens, in many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, there you go. You should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely. I've been waiting to hear that forever. You should be ashamed of yourself. And the problem is that the Democrat Party, there is no shame. We saw the death of shame. The death of shame has occurred over the last couple of decades where you can do anything and not be ashamed. Last night, Donald Trump paid a tribute to Irina Zarutska, a young woman who was murdered in Charlotte by an illegal alien. Her mother was there last night, and the Democrats would not stand in her memory.
Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body.
Wow.
No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
There you go. There you go.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
There you go. The reason why they didn't stand is because they don't stand with you or me, American citizens. They stand with illegals. They made it very clear at the beginning of that speech. That was so amazing. We got much more on this. Also, these idiots who are outside looking like fools singing bad folk songs and whatnot. Representative Ralph Norman, South Carolina, joins us next to talk about this and much more on the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, my name is Brian Delatry, and I started taking Relief Factor just about a year ago. I was having chronic knee pain. Over time, it just got worse and worse. Just walking downstairs was painful. Well, since I've taken Relief Factor, the results have been just amazing. I actually walk 4 miles a day, 5 to 6 days a week. No pain at all going downstairs. Very active playing golf, and it's been really just unbelievable in the change I've had in the pain in my knee. Hope that someone who's experienced the same type of pain gives Relief Factor a try. And I guarantee if you get the results that I have, you'll be very happy. I'm going to continue using the product because I am now pain-free.
Don't wait. If you're dealing with daily pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? Hey guys, it's Carson for Quince. You know, a well-built wardrobe is about pieces that work together and hold up over time. That's what Quince does best. Premium materials, thoughtful design, everyday staples that feel easy to wear, even as the weather shifts. Quince has everyday essentials. I love the quality that lasts, by the way. Organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion, lighter jackets that keep you warm in the changing season. The list goes on. Now, Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out the middleman. So you're not paying for brand markup, just quality clothing. Everything is built to hold up to daily wear and still look good season after season. I have a great wool blazer that has the ladies turning their heads, even if they're not looking at me. And then, of course, a cashmere sweater, ridiculously soft, doesn't cost a fortune as well. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/Newsmax for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's quince.com, QUINCE.com/Newsmax. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Newsmax.
Hey, Bobby, I heard you were crying on television the other day.
Yeah, Joe, a little bit. Oh, it's crying time again for Bob De Niro. As the tears begin to stream down from my eyes. Trump derangement syndrome has me sobbing. So it won't be long before it's crying time. I was interviewed by Nicole Wallace, that scary woman you see on TV, a sniveling crybaby I turned into, not even sure just what came over me. Oh, it's crying time again for Bob De Niro. Trump is living rent-free in my brain. When I think of him, I just start weeping as the teardrops, they are falling just like rain.
Slowing the spread of the stupid every day. It's the Rob Carson Show.
Well, you know, I serve with Spanberger. She's no moderate. She is a socialist. She's total government control, like Mondavi is in New York. Spanberger will do the same thing in Virginia. People will do what they're doing in New York. They're voting with their feet. They're moving to places like South Carolina and other states that offer freedom from high taxation, drugs, crime, and all the rest. So, again, the American people are going to have to wake up to there's consequences when they put a Spanberger in power, or Mondavi, or any of the others.
Absolutely, 100%. Representative Ralph Norman from South Carolina joins us on the Newsmax Hotline. How you doing, my friend?
Doing fine, Rob. Glad to be with you.
I tell you what, I moved to Northern Virginia 6 months ago, and then they, Fairfax and Loudoun County, I should say, elected this woman. She lied to become the governor. She said she was a moderate. She's a socialist. You nailed it last night. I got to tell you, I think it's a damn shame that people can get away with that, lying about the platform of your party to get elected and then launching it. I have a funny feeling people are gonna be voting with their feet in Virginia. What do you think?
They will be, but here's the downside of electing somebody like a Spanberger. They're locked in. They're married to Spanberger for 4 years.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, she's a complete socialist, total government control of gas stations, of apartments, you name it.
Yep.
And you're stuck with her.
Yeah.
And look at the damage that Biden did for 4 years. Look at the damage that has been done in Minnesota. Look at the damage that's done in California by Gavin Newsom. The governor, if you make the wrong call and don't research really anybody that, particularly now, if anybody says they're moderate in what?
Yeah.
Define moderate.
Yeah.
And no, she was lying to get, I guess, crossover votes.
Yeah, well,
she wouldn't get conservatives.
I don't consider her. I don't consider her victory to be. I think her election was fraudulent. I mean, there are people who are starting petitions. I'm going to work on it as long as I live here, because you cannot, as a party, agree on one platform and then rule with another and come in with. She was talking about affordability. And by the way, her speech last night, I listened to it. I thought I was going to throw up. Everything she said last night was a lie. Right? I mean, bold-faced lies, saying Donald Trump was empowering China and Russia, saying that she was making things affordable. Everything she said was a lie last night, Representative.
Not only a lie, they think that if they repeat it often enough, that we the people are too stupid to recognize that, and that's just not the case. But the sad part, they're stuck with her for 4 years. I served with her. There's not a moderate bone in her body.
I know.
She's total government, total. She's bought the socialist line, hook, line, and sinker. And I feel for the people of Virginia. And
I swear to God.
We've got a great state in South Carolina. We welcome them to come, but just don't bring your politics with them. And they need to do their homework. People, now the country's in the shape it's in because it's happened at every level where, people are put up to run to get our money. And they no more believe in the free enterprise system or we the people than the words that they utter. It's just words. And Spanberger's going to be dangerous. She really is.
Well, I tell you what, I keep hearing such great things about South Carolina. You're running for governor out there. And right now you've got some massive influx of population in places like Florida and Tennessee and Texas. People are looking at those states because of no income tax and personal freedom and all of that. We just saw Harry Hinton the other day talking about the top 5 states where people are leaving are all run by Democrats, obviously. What do you plan on doing in South Carolina to make it? I mean, right now aren't you guys close to number 1 for people moving into the state?
We're the number 1 suitcase state in the country.
Wow.
And we've got the town. Look at Charleston, the attractions of Charleston, Savannah. I mean, just all the areas that people want to come. Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
And what I'm going to do is we're going to protect our freedoms. Yes, we're going to clean up the crime, the total waste, fraud, and abuse that we have in Columbia, South Carolina. And I'm going to call it out.
I love it.
And I'm the only one that's been successful in the business arena, and I've been successful with a voting record in Congress. And it's just not that hard for me to turn to shrink government, shrink regulations, and tell the people what we're doing. And the thing now, people are desperate to hear that. The more I'm on this campaign trail, people just want that.
I know.
They're sick and tired of government officials telling them what they can and can't do. We pay their salaries.
Well, I think also, you look at the president, and I got to tell you, nothing that he is doing as far as the economy surprises me every time that they say, fewer than expected jobless claims, the GDP higher than expected. They're always wrong because he's doing the right stuff. I mean, it's kind of a no-does, a businessman, right? Lowering energy costs, lowering taxes and regulation, doing things like, letting Social Security recipients not be taxed on their income, letting people who are tipped not be taxed on their income, overtime. I mean, this stuff has never been done before. So not only is it not a surprise it's going to succeed, it's going to succeed, I think, much bigger than even the Reagan Revolution.
Well, it is, and he saved this country. He actually saved the whole world with what he did with Iran. What he said last night was the best speech I've ever heard him give. He called them out, but yet he basically just repeated what was the truth. I mean, promises made, promises kept. And what a man. What a man. He ought to be on Mount Rushmore. And I say that because the stances that he's taken and the heat that he's taken from the left, you saw him sit down.
Yes, sir.
They didn't stand up for anything hardly other than they finally did when the hockey players were announced. But they just don't believe that government is their God. That's it.
Well,
and that's what's so encouraging about my race and the fact that we can we can make South Carolina the great state that it is. And I will tell you, if you want to see a state that under a conservative Republican under Ronald Reagan, California did great, and look where it is now. And I'm not going to let South Carolina get like that.
I love it. I love it. You know, the big line of the night, I mean, there's so many lines last night, and he made them look like such fools. I thought he did a brilliant job shaming the Democrats for things they should be shamed of. You know, they have no shame. But when he said it's an easy decision, do you stand with the people of America, do you stand with illegals? And none of them stood. None of them stood, which says to me, Democrat or Republican, they don't give a crap about you. That's what they said, and that was a major mistake on their part.
Yeah, but they don't get it. And just like the SAVE Act, I mean, the president laid out what the SAVE Act was, which is just verifying that you're a citizen, and a verification, photo verification of you are who you say you are. Yeah. That's the bedrock linchpin for keeping our democracy. They don't believe that. That's why they're holding it up in the Senate. We passed it in the House. But get this, we passed it with all Republicans, one Democrat. One Democrat voted for keeping our elections safe and fair. There's just no excuse for it.
Do you suppose after the speech last night that might switch a little bit?
No. Okay. You've got to beat them. The only thing I've decided now, you've got to go after them. You've got to kick them out of, campaign against them. And anybody that votes the way they vote, and you can just take that one issue, the SAVE Act, and combine that with what the president said, stand up if you want to support Americans and instead of illegals. They can't do it. It's not in the DNA. They're bought and sold by other groups, and it's time to get them out of office.
Representative Ralph Norman running for governor in South Carolina. Can you hold through the break? I know you're busy. Can you hold through the break? I want to talk a little bit more about that speech last night, if that's cool.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Let's take a break and come back. This, my friends, is the Rob Carson Show.
same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem.
I love that. I love the fact that the president gave him a little what fur, as I like to say, gave him a little what fur last night about affordability. You notice that affordability is not being parroted like it was, and they thought they were going to carry that through the midterms. That ain't going to work because things are becoming more affordable. The president laid out all the things that are costing less $5,000 a year on a mortgage, for God's sake. You got a flat line on your grocery prices. You got rents coming down. You got gas prices way down. He said there's some places $1.80 a gallon. Unbelievable. Joining us on the Newsmax Hotline, Representative Ralph Norman, South Carolina, and he's running for governor there, by the way. So good luck with that. We appreciate him for being on the show. I got to tell you, that was about the best State of the Union I've ever seen. And then listen, I think people want to say, it's because you're a Trump, you're a MAGA guy. It was a beautiful speech. It was everything that I had hoped it would be, sir. What did you think?
Oh, he stayed on task. He had it organized. He had the points that he made. And what I really liked is when he was calling out the Democrats on, whether they would support Americans versus illegals. He looked at them, and he stared at them, and he pointed at them on several occasions, and they should be. They hate to be called out.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier what was the reaction and would they learn. I was this morning I saw a good many of them.
Yeah.
Guess what their reaction was?
Yeah.
They're mad.
Oh, yeah.
I said, what are you mad about? Well, we're just mad at his tone. I said, what about your actions? What about your votes? And I tell you, this Save Act, that's the defining moment for this country.
Yes, sir.
If we don't get that out of the Senate, and I told our Freedom Caucus members that we ought to have a press conference every week.
Yes, sir.
Telling the Senate to do a walking filibuster.
Damn straight.
And, pass it with 51 votes. Because if we can't do that, then, we can't use the excuse we've got a slim majority. We got a one seat, but it doesn't matter. We got the gavel. It's time to move.
100%.
On this.
100%. Yeah, I'm just sick of it. I thought one of the wonderful things last night, and you've even got people on the left complaining about all of the medals that he handed out last night. I got to tell you, it was overwhelming to me to hear about that helicopter pilot who went in to extract Maduro, and he had his legs shot up, and he was fighting off losing consciousness, and he knew he had to save the soldiers on board. My God, can you believe that? That's kind of stuff you read about in history books. That happened this year. Isn't that amazing, sir?
It's amazing. It shows the patriotism of Americans. I mean, the pilot who was in the Navy, who his plane was shot up, and he continued to fly his plane, and I think he took out 4 or 5 that were right around him.
Russian fighters.
And the Democrats had a hard time standing for anything, and it's the same if you look back during Trump's first term when he recognized Rush Limbaugh, who was dying of cancer.
I know.
They couldn't stand for that. They couldn't stand for the little boy who was dying of cancer. But all that to be said, the only way you deal with that kind of mentality, they don't deserve to serve in office to represent the people. And that's at every level.
Yeah.
City council, county council, House of Rep, all that. And it's up to us to push it because this is a pivotal moment. And Donald Trump's got 3 more years.
Yes, sir.
I think the midterms are going to bode well. I think Trump will get out among the people and sell his plan because his plan's working. It just is.
I think it's more than a battle of political parties. It's a battle of good and evil, sir. Yeah, I mean, it really is. I believe that Donald Trump was the reaction to the action of evil that is spread around the world, and freedom and patriotism and populism are spreading around the world. Faith as well after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Can you feel the energy? Can you feel that energy for goodness and patriotism in America? Because I think it's very fortuitous that we've arrived at this moment in our 250th year with all of this happening, and I think we've got evil back on its heels. What do you think?
We do, and the only thing that stops the evil is to get active for good.
Yes, sir.
And it's a spiritual battle, and that we're in, and we got to win it, and we will. You saw our side.
Yes, sir.
And it's time for us to stand up. The churches are going to have to stand up.
We are.
The pastors are going to have to preach from the Bible, and they're going to have to get involved because that's the only thing that's going to save this country. But I think we will, and due to Trump's message and Trump's actions, he's proven this country can step up and be the great country that we are. And we've got to follow through with it at every election and just remind people America is back, like you mentioned, and it's not going to stop here. The great days are ahead of us.
Yes, sir.
And what a great send-off that he had last night.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that good of a speech in a long time. And Spanberger, just words, and I couldn't watch her.
Oh, my Lord.
I will not watch her.
We got to get rid of these cat lady Karens, these liberal cat lady Karens. Her and that moron in New Jersey. I think they're gonna go away. But I appreciate you being on the show today, Ralph Norman. Where can people go to help you out as you run for governor, sir?
RalphNormanForGovernor.com.
Well, I'm going to try and get down there. I just moved back here to Northern Virginia and D.C. area, and I haven't been down to South Carolina for a summer vacation. I think I might have to head down.
You need to come. Charleston is a great place to visit, and
yes,
you
sir.
would love it.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Have a glorious day, sir. Let's take a break and come back. Right, this is The Rob Carson Show. I like that guy. How are ya? Let me find out what I'm going to talk about next here. Oh, yeah, here you go. I got something here. Yeah, here we go. All right, God, you guys were all over YouTube. I mean, before the show, going crazy. Sharon Jacques, Candy. Hello, Candy. I want candy. Dink, 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 dink. Enoch's Fire. Yippee-ki-yay. What up? You guys have been all over it today. Did you just love that speech last night? I got to tell you. It was just so good. The heroes, the Olympians, all of the goodness. My God, so good, so good, so good. So good, so good, so good. Isn't it nice to know that American heroes are the best heroes, and they're still here, and they're still here. And we're just proud. I'm proud to be an American. Jewel CC, I want to come down to South Carolina. I haven't been down in a very long time. I went down there years and years ago. I think it's in South Carolina. You got the Piggly Wigglies. You can go in and make your own peanut butter. Isn't that where you can go into the Piggly Wiggly and make your own peanut butter? They got these peanut butter machines. You can make your own fresh peanut butter. Oh, my God, I'd love that. Let's see here. Gary Madden. Hello, Gary Madden. What's up? How you doing? YouTubeage. Look at, my God, all you guys talking today. Things are growing. I had a good time last night. I hung out with the guys at CPAC, the CPAC headquarters last night. I got to hang out with them. I got invited. Holy hell. It was something else. Come down and smoke a padron with me. Beautiful up here in the Blue Ridges. Brother, Sportec, I'd love to come down here and have one with you. Maybe have, got a couple good cigars. I got a little humidor at home, for sure. Oh, that's funny. All righty, I got to talk. Here we go.
Here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
There you go. One of the many heroes being introduced last night, the U.S. men's Olympic gold hockey team. Could have been the women's. They were booked, apparently. There are a lot of proud women on that team, don't get me wrong. But he introduced them last night. It was something else. They got up there. USA, baby. USA. And how did Simone Sanders over at MS Now treat the men's hockey team that were introduced as heroes?
No one is against USA and our athletes and our Olympic athletes. They should not be being used as political props, though, and frankly allow themselves to be used as political props. And I think that is going to be the question and the discussion going forward.
No, it's not.
It is very clear
why
the president did this.
No, not at all. Now, one little bit. It's about American pride. He's the president, for God's sake. And he had the wherewithal to invite them to the State of the Union, and they came. Sucks to be you, don't it? It just kind of sucks to be you, Democrats. I mean, honestly, everything that the Democrats did last night was just negative and awful, and everything positive last night on that speech. It was a classic American speech talking about the forward momentum of the country. He had an answer for everything. You know, these AI data centers and all this, everybody's concerned that they were going to devour so much energy and all of this, and they were worried about energy prices going up. So what did he do? He said, hey, if you want to build an AI data center, you're going to have to build your own power plant. And the company said, okay, we'll do it. What? Oh, my God. a solution. Holy hell. You're not used to that because we had pudding for brains as the president of the United States for 4 years. It was a magnificent speech. I've got more on this, and then we're going to get into the idiots outside because I'm going to tell you, it was just like all the other stupid. It was the same stupid people. It was the same as the No Kings. It was the same as the Elon Musk as a Nazi. It was the same as the Black Lives Matter. It was the same group of idiots outside looking in, throwing rocks, behaving like idiots. Bad folk songs, bad speakers, lots of F-bombs. Honestly, really, really, really bad look for Democrats. Just a real quick thought here. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth $165,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why you need to consider buying gold from my friends at Birch Gold. For thousands of years, gold has been a store of wealth, and today it's a crucial part of a balanced strategy. I know this because I'm balancing my strategy with gold from Birch Gold. Even better, Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered retirement account in gold. Text my name, Rob, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. No obligación, only información. A-plus rating for the BBB, tens of thousands of customers who are happy like me. Let Birch Gold help you diversify into gold. Text my name, Rob, to 989898. Again, 2006, $20,000 meant 33 ounces of gold. If you had those 33 ounces, you'd have $165,000. Yeah. Did your 401k do that? Has your IRA performed like that? No, probably not. No. Particularly the last couple of years, it's gone crazy. So text my name, Rob, to 989898. On the way, some amazing awards last night, some medals being given out. The Democrats' reaction to medals being given out to heroes wasn't, of course, about celebration, wasn't about recognizing their amazing heroism. It was about defaming them and making it look bad that Donald Trump did it, among other things. This is why I tell you, the Democrat Party is doing a death spiral into hell. I can feel it in my bones. I'm right about these things. All right, so that's all coming up. If I were you, I wouldn't go anywhere.
No blind rhetoric.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax. Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people.
about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show. Welcome to it. I'm ebullient today, is what I am, after a brilliant speech by the president. I knew it would be good, but I didn't know. I didn't know it'd be that good. It was just, wow. Just wow. Justine Murray joins us at the bottom of the hour. MRC video. She's a young woman, and she is. I've been following her work for a couple of years, and she just is taking off. She's really a joy to watch. And so we'll talk to her at the bottom of the hour about the speech last night. This, according to CNN last night, people who watched the president's address, CNN, the number of speech watchers who say that President Trump's policies will move the United States in the right direction, 64%. The people who say in the wrong direction, 36%. The 36% are obviously pure partisan Trump haters. That's it. That's all. That's that. Regardless of the policy, how successful it is, they hate Trump. So they will say that no matter what happens. That's a pretty big number. And then, of course, on Twitter today, what's trending? Trump is unfit for office. Why? Because they got a lot of bots, a lot of morons who are posting that to try to take down the gigantic home run that was that speech last night. He made the Democrats look like fools. Abigail Spanberger did a stupid speech afterwards where everything she said was the opposite of the truth, which is a lie, by the way, which is a lie, among other things. It was a magnificent speech featuring heroes, featuring policies that are amazing, featuring success stories, some things you may have even forgotten that he's done. Like, I don't know, rescue the hostages in Israel and bring home the bodies of the hostages who were killed. Yeah, you forgot about that, didn't? Because Joe Biden sat on his ass and did nothing for 4 years because he had pudding for brains. It is remarkable. The Democrats just howled and caterwauled, and they went outside and had a stupid rally. I mean, this is your Democrat Party. Here is let me find some of this noise from outside. Here's Joy Reid, unlikable person to begin with, completely unlikable person, failed media figure, fired from MSNBC because she's so awful. And she opened her comments last night on the grounds of the Capitol with this.
One note, we just want to do sort of one housekeeping note. Attention all MAGA trolls. And with apologies to the pastor who gave the invocation, your bullshit is not welcome here. And to paraphrase one of my favorite actors in the world, Robert De Niro, I'm going to slightly paraphrase him. Y'all.
Yeah, bleep y'all. There you go. That's your Democrat Party. Wow. What a class act, man. What a class act. That is a real direction for America. Unbelievable. Then there's this moron. He's one of the church raiders in Minneapolis, the bat guano crazy church raiders who was arrested in Minneapolis. He decides, okay, if you have a political party that brings on stage a guy wearing a giraffe outfit and people dressed up in frog costumes like it's a frickin' Wiggles concert, you're not dealing with serious adults. And all of that happened last night. Listen to this idiot.
I'm fresh out of an ICE prison in Minneapolis. I've been arrested 3 times by ICE.
Yeah, because you were assaulting ICE officers and you raided a church and threatened people. You jerk.
Over absurdity. Over us being ourselves. Over me singing songs like, hey, Mr. Tangerine Man, get rid of brown people for me. I'm Aryan white. There ain't no place I'm going to.
You see, if he's trying to be funny, it's not funny because none of what he just said is any truth in it at all. See, I'm a master of political satire. I've been doing it for about 36 years. Actually, 37.
And then all of a sudden, he's not ready for primetime player ICE agents with 2 weeks of training.
Yeah, that's an absolute lie. Everything that he says is a lie. In case you wanted to know who he is, here he is in the church that he raided and terrified people in Minneapolis.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your
people. Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? You got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do?
What do you do? You don't even have a job, and you just wore a giraffe outfit to a stupid rally.
To stand for your Somali and Latino communities. I'm not going to comment. You have no comment, exactly. Renee, good.
Yeah. And then, of course, no rally would be complete with Democrats without a stupid folk song.
No pueden encarcelarnos a todas.
Of course, he had to make it in another language.
No pueden encarcelarnos a todas. No pueden
This is the Democrat Party here. Wow.
encarcelarnos a todas.
Singing with Joy Reid.
Imprison us all day.
Oh, yeah.
I think I did okay. You did amazing.
No, you didn't. That sucked. It was terrible. I mean, honestly, if you were on American Idol or America's Got Talent, you would be getting the brown buzzer. I mean, you would get just what a crap sandwich without the bread. Really, honestly, see, we don't give participation trophies when you're a bad singer. Really bad. I think Chris Murphy was up there spewing nonsense, and he got interrupted by a Trump supporter. It was pretty fun.
The moment. This is the reason that she came here to the United States.
Talking about an illegal who sneaked into the country here.
To speak truth to power, to explain the trials and tribulations that every immigrant, that every refugee.
I'm the son of an immigrant, and most of the people in the audience had immigrant parents.
Goes through to get
or grandparents, or great grandparents, or great 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 grandparents
here, and to press this country to.
Border! I stuck in the border. Go Trump! Go Trump! Hey,
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Did you see the crowd? I don't even know how big the crowd was. The crowd was tiny. Nobody came out for this thing. It was such a crab sandwich without the bread. I mean, it's really, wow. Meanwhile, inside, I got to play this because my father was a World War II veteran, and he died in 1994 when I was still in my 20s, and he was in the group that guarded the Panama Canal. He was in Panama for 4 years, and it was tattooed on his arm, by the way. And this gentleman last night, it's an amazing story. He is Captain Williams, Royce Williams. Listen to this man. Listen, and he had not been acknowledged. For 50 years, he had not been acknowledged until last night. And not only did he get a medal, the best medal ever, Melania Trump put it around his neck.
120 missions. In disguise over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane.
263 bullets to his own plane while shooting down 4, I don't know if they were MiGs, but they were Russian planes.
Being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves.
Yes, he did.
He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
I got to tell you, that was something that we've waited a long time for in this country. Because the Democrat Party has been so awful, telling us how awful that America is. There's Andrew Wolf. He was one of the National Guard soldiers who was shot by the radical Afghani in Washington, D.C. before Christmas. Remember that? And his cohort, she got killed, and he survived. And he was there last night and got a Purple Heart.
Award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Yeah. You got a Purple Heart. Guy's like 24 years old, and he fought through it. His mother said, I know he's going to survive. He should not have survived, and he certainly shouldn't have been there last night. But he did it. He did it. He did it. Chief Warrant Officer Eric Slover, he was piloting an American helicopter full of troops going to get Maduro, and he got shot. His leg was shredded, and he was fighting off losing consciousness. And when you pilot a helicopter, you use both your legs. That's a large part of the steering and the control of the helicopter is using your legs. And he had to turn the helicopter around to face the people who they were trying to shoot him down, so his troops on that helicopter could take them out before he finally flew them out to safety. It is an amazing story last night, and he got a Congressional Medal of Honor. His leg all shot up. He was standing there with a walker and everything.
In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Wow. You never felt pain like he felt. You never felt anything like that. You never had your legs splayed open, bleeding nearly to death, piloting a helicopter to save your fellow soldiers. My God. My God. And what did MS Now say last night? What did the Harpies on MS Now say about this?
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
Did you leave early?
Absolutely.
It was
Listen, howling like banshees.
like an award show. You get a medal. You get a medal. You get a medal.
That's literally, Mo just said, you get a car, you get a car. Y'all are on the same page.
Wow. I mean, that's... wow. You want to talk about spoiled, entitled people who have no effing clue as to why they have the blessings they have and why we have them. Unbelievable. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Well, they have a lot of cats, and they're all Democrats. We call them Karen. They have a whiny voice. They are all pro-choice and mostly barren. They're cat ladies. Whoa, 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 they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who have clearly lost their minds. These Karens don't like ice. They often pay a price, mistakes they're making. Karenism is their curse. Could go to jail or worse for their law breaking. They're cat ladies. Don't have a child, they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who are out of their minds.
With the actions he's taken, Jacob Wright is making Minneapolis a clown town. Ice fries a posing while Tim Walz is dozing. City has become a clown town. Ilhan Omar's hiding fraud. Keith Ellison's obstructing a war on law enforcement. Jacob Price conducting. Tampon Tim is so incompetent. Most Minnesotans want no more of him. It's a clown town, Minneapolis, clown town. It's far from fabulous. Clown town. Once great cities become clown town. Clown town. the town of Portland, I said in the guard, Antifa, they are gonna hit you hard. The Democrat mayor's getting in my way. Go ahead, punks, and make my day. F around and find out. F around and find out. Schumer's gonna find out. I mean business and I'll get my way. Pencil Neck and Chris Ray, for your crimes you will pay. You have both been found out. Hope you get a lengthy prison stay. Listen up, Hamas, I am warning you. Break the ceasefire and you'll be through. Democrats, hang your head in shame. For the shutdown, you're gonna get the blame. F around and find out. Mess around and find out. F around and find out. In the end, I'm gonna win the day. Find out.
I would say overall, in terms of the speech, I mean, this had the makings of a, they had real high moments of patriotism, great stories he told. He gave out 2 congressional medals.
That's John Carl with a K.
Of honor. He gave out a Medal of Freedom. He gave out 2 Purple Hearts. He gave out a Legion of Merit. He had, great stories to tell when he recognized people like Buddy Tackert, who's going to turn 100 on the 4th of July.
Wow, it was something else. And that's John Carl, of all people, acknowledging the truth of what happened last night in the Democrat Party, and the left just seething with rage because they can't be a part of it, because they want no part of this country. They hate this country. As founded, they tried to destroy it. Somebody posted on my Facebook timeline, I haven't seen Ilhan Omar this mad since her brother forgot their wedding anniversary. Listen to CBS. Listen to CBS. When was the last time you heard one of the major networks do a story like this?
Only in America, a moment that called to mind a picture of this country that it turns out millions of us were missing. I'm talking, of course, about Sunday's USA hockey game. The men's team won its first Olympic gold in 40.
You're going to be leaning into the white male privilege, I'm assuming.
6 years, beating Canada in overtime, and by now you've seen the images of Jack Hughes, 24, Florida-born, who left blood on the ice, quite literally, before scoring the winning goal and telling a reporter through broken teeth, "This is all about our country right now. What? I love the USA." 5,000 miles away, those comments, as much as the win itself, rang some sort of a bell in America.
What?
It gave people chills, goosebumps, made them cry even. Countless masses took to social media to say exactly that.
Well, that's not what Ilhan Omar said, and MS Now, and ABC, and NPR, and CNN.
And more. It was everything about this team. A bunch of guys who played Toby Keith in the locker room celebration.
We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
Drank beers during the post-game press conference. Cheers to you guys. Even thanked the troops in another interview.
What?
Hughes was even patriotic in his commentary on American health care.
I'm lucky I'm from the best country in the world, and we got great dentists there too, so I'm lucky I'm American.
They were gracious in victory and big heart.
I told you. What I tell you, we've arrived at this moment together. We went through a lot to get here, didn't we? We arrived at this moment together. We're not here by accident. You're not here with me. I'm not here with you by accident. This isn't by accident. Not considering what the left put us through and what they tried to do. We had the first presidential candidate, the first politician to survive an assassination attempt where a bullet hit his ear. He came this close to death, and he raised his fist into the air and said, "Fight, fight, fight," rather than cowering in fear. That's never happened. It's never happened. You witnessed it. I witnessed it. In world history, it's never happened. You tell me that was by accident. Going into the 250th year of the greatest country in the history of the world, who acknowledges that our rights come from God. You tell me this is by accident. It is not by accident. Not one little bit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I got to talk about this. This is Donald Trump talking about insider trading. One of the lines of the night where he asked about Nancy Pelosi.
In the past 9 months,
zero. That's not the one I was looking for. Here we go. Hold on. Trump. Insider, here it is. Sorry about that. Here is Donald Trump talking about passing the bill with regard to insider trading from Congress.
Stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Okay, everybody stands up. All the people who've got really rich in Congress stood up. Like, well, that's okay. We got enough money in the bank now. We don't need to do this anymore. So Donald Trump, a little bit, just a second later, as the people were, clapping and everything, decides to see if somebody else will stand up.
Doubt it. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up and she's here?
Boom!
Doubt it.
Boom! One of the lines of the night. Here she is. She apparently stopped her search for 99 Dalmatians to make a glorious coat, and she was on TV this morning.
There was one moment, Madam Speaker, where he called you out specifically around, of course, congressional stock trading. What do you say back to him?
I say back to him, as that's what members said, look at your own self.
What?
The inference he wants to draw is there was something wrong with that, which...
Yeah, because you're worth $400 million on a $170,000 salary.
There wasn't. And if there was, people get prosecuted for it.
Yeah,
for a long time now, we've been trying to pass this...
Yeah, well, why haven't you done it? You've been in Congress for 50 friggin' years.
Well, it doesn't have... Now it has more support than it had before.
Then why didn't you do it? You were Speaker of the House, for crying out loud.
And
Elizabeth Warren stood up and applauded. Elizabeth Warren stood and applauded tonight when
Really?
the president talked about it.
Well, that we all did. I did too.
Oh,
he said, did Nancy stand up? Yeah, I did too.
Oh, really?
A lot of people stood up.
Sure you did. I'll bet you stood up for sure. Well, you made your $400 million, it's pretty cool. Here's something that was kind of cool. Donald Trump, and I told you about this, about the possibility of getting rid of the income tax. Could you imagine how your life would change if there were no federal income tax? My life would be a whole hell of a lot easier.
As time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
Do you know what it would be like not to pay a federal income tax? Of course you do. You'd be able to retire when you want to retire rather than retire with a pittance. You'd be able to pay your bills. Your kids probably wouldn't have to get the college loans they needed. You'd have a little bit of extra. I know this. Dear God, I have to pay quarterly. It is an awful, awful burden. What an amazing thing to actually promote. It is unprecedented in our lifetimes, and we're seeing this. Again, we're not here by accident. We aren't. You just got to believe. Justine Murray, MRC Video, joins us next. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Carson for Quince. You know, a well-built wardrobe is about pieces that work together and hold up over time. That's what Quince does best. Premium materials, thoughtful design, everyday staples that feel easy to wear, even as the weather shifts. Quince has everyday essentials. I love the quality that lasts, by the way. Organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion, lighter jackets to keep you warm in the changing season. The list goes on. Now, Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out the middleman. So you're not paying for brand markup, just quality clothing. Everything is built to hold up to daily wear and still look good season after season. I have a great wool blazer that has the ladies turning their heads, even if they're not looking at me. And then, of course, a cashmere sweater, ridiculously soft, doesn't cost a fortune as well. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/newsmax for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's quince.com, QUINCE.com/newsmax. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/newsmax.
Somalis are all on welfare, and the Dems just seem to not care. Ilhan Omar, she needs to go. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO. Many are anti-Semitic. Their statements have been pathetic. They're a threat to all you know. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO. They are always expressing hate of America. Why are they here? Must deport before it's too late. Talk about holiday cheer. Our language, they will not learn it. Own money, refuse to earn it. They are gaming the system so. GTFO, GTFO, GTFO.
Hello, my name is Brian Delatry, and I started taking Relief Factor just about a year ago. I was having chronic knee pain over time. It just got worse and worse. Just walking downstairs was painful. Well, since I've taken Relief Factor, the results have been just amazing. I actually walk 4 miles a day, 5 to 6 days a week. No pain at all going downstairs. Very active playing golf, and it's been really just unbelievable in the change I've had in the pain in my knee. Hope that someone who's experienced the same type of pain gives Relief Factor a try. And I guarantee if you get the results that I have, you'll be very happy. I'm going to continue using the product because I am now pain-free.
Don't wait. If you're dealing with daily pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain?
Republicans and congressional Democrats. You had congressional Democrats, they wouldn't stand for the idea that children shouldn't be socially transitioned without their parents' wishes. They wouldn't stand for the idea that American citizens should come first. They wouldn't stand for that innocent little girl who was assaulted by an illegal alien but managed to survive whatever your politics, whatever your views on immigration policy, can't we all stand and clap for an innocent young girl who shouldn't have been assaulted and was, being held by her dad? It was such a heartwarming moment.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think every American, Democrat or Republican, thought that was a great moment for our country. The only people who didn't believe that, apparently, were the congressional Democrats in that chamber.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It was a remarkable moment. The speech was incredible, and the Democrats obviously learned a lesson. Their paddles and white dresses made them look like fools. But yesterday, their silence and their insolence did the same thing. Joining us on the Newsmax Hotline from MRC Video media personality Justine Murray. Hello, Justine. How you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me back. It's always great to speak with you.
I'll tell you what, I knew the speech was going to be good, Justine. I just didn't know it would be this good, and it was everything that I could have hoped for. I love the what the president did, giving the Democrats a little what for. I love that he shared the policies that are already working and the plans, and then I love that he celebrated the heroes. How about you?
It was truly amazing, and it was a truly historic night that the media obviously isn't going to talk about, or of course they're already blasting. But President Trump gave out the Medal of Honor and the Medal of Freedom. And as you mentioned previously throughout this program, of course the Democrats, they all just sat. And they not only sat, they scoffed, they hollered, and they hooted as that mother of the young Ukrainian woman,
yes.
She was sobbing. She was so inconsolable.
Yes.
And the Democrats just sat there smugly. You had the what looked like the pair of old man angry Muppets, Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, sitting there yelling expletives and just scowling. Like, it's so crazy. They look like the Muppets just in terrorist
Yes.
scarves.
Yes.
But to not only see that, because they didn't only sit, but then the next day, Jen Psaki on MS Now, she called President Trump's guests, the people he honored, she called them circus entertainers. I'm not even kidding. But, it takes a bunch of circus freaks. It takes a freak show to apparently know a freak show. They weren't referring to the freak show that happened in the parking lot outside the State of the Union, where these leftists actually showed up in giraffe costumes and stomped around on stage, and Joy Reid actually attempted to sing, which was pretty horrifying to watch. No, they are referring to guests like that 5-year-old little girl who was rammed by an illegal alien. Now she is left permanently disabled. Yes. They were referring to Charlie Kirk's widow, the guy that their side murdered. They were referring to veterans, 100-year-old veterans who fought and risked their life for this country. And they also were apparently referring to that National Guardsman who survived. I didn't even realize he was out of the hospital.
Neither did I.
He survived the shooting that unfortunately killed that young woman. And the Democrats they didn't give two hoots. They just laughed it off.
It's I'm a Catholic. I know you're Jewish, and I said earlier this is not an uncommon scenario, because frequently the righteous are maligned, made fun of, demeaned by the unrighteous. And even though it's obvious that the righteous, and I'm not saying we're pure and righteous, but I'm saying at the same time, if you believe little boys can't become little girls and little girls can't have penises, I'd say you're probably on the side of righteousness. But this is a common scenario, right? The unrighteous, the people on the wrong side of everything, maligning and demeaning, and the righteous, we move on and we move on, and the more we move on, the more we realize we are in a battle of good and evil, and we've got to knock evil back on its heels, and we saw it last night, and I think it's really backfiring on it, to be quite honest, Justine.
I think so too, and to your point, it's always the unrighteous who advertise themselves as the most self-righteous.
Yes.
These are the people who are laughing at little kids murdered, injured by illegal aliens in the name of progress, in the name of social justice. They refuse to stand up for widows. She's now left with 2 children. She's on her own, and their side's cheering it on, but they cheer on left-wing violence, they cheer on murder, they cheer on the worst possible crimes, or they just scoff at it in the name of being progressive and supporting social justice. Justice, apparently, to them is committing injustice against everyone they disagree with.
Yeah, I was playing this earlier. I believe there's a panel on MS Now talking about all the medals. So we have these incredible stories of the helicopter pilot in getting Maduro and being shot up and trying to remain conscious so they could survive the trip. And then the World War II fighting ace who shot down 4 Soviet planes in Korea, and of course the National Guard troop. And I mean, just unbelievable. Here's what they had to say last night about this, Justine.
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
Did you leave early?
Absolutely.
It was like an award show. You get a medal. You get a medal. You get a medal.
That's literally, Mo just said, you get a car, you get a car. Y'all are on the
I don't think this is, it's called the Native Land Podcast, and they were all just, I mean, they reminded me of like the stereotypical harpy, kind of this mythical beast just cackling. That's what it reminded me. I honestly, to me, that's just pretty evil, right?
Yeah, they're cackling like witches. And it's pretty funny how they're complaining that President Trump awarded medals to actual heroes who fought for this country when their heroes, their Oscars and their reward shows all go out to these 20-something-year-old dilettantes like Billie Eilish and thugs who stomp around on stage mumbling into the microphone like Bad Bunny or all these other pop stars, these flashes in the pan, these celebrities who basically have made tons of millions of dollars just mumbling and whispering into their microphone, making tinny-dingy processed crap for Tumblr users, like it's like 20-year-old girls who are in their like emotional, still in their teenage phase. Like those are the people they honor.
I know.
Those are the people who they march out on stage to lecture the rest of the world that, we're all on stolen land.
I know.
And we all need to give up what we have. But these celebrities can just preach from their gated mansions. Those are their heroes. Those are the people they give medals to. So it's pretty rich of them to talk about reward shows.
I think this is really going to backfire. I mentioned earlier a CNN poll last night after seeing Donald Trump's speech. Do you feel that the direction Donald Trump wants to take the country in is the proper or the opposite? And it was like 65-35 in favor of the direction that Donald Trump wants to take the country. That's CNN. Last night was a pretty big turning point, I think, for a lot of things. Let's take a break and come back. Justine Murray, can you hold on to the next break? We'd like to talk to you a little bit more.
Yes, sounds good.
All right, let's do that on the other side of the break. This is the Rob Carson Show.
WCVM.
Our president told us tonight that we are safer because these agents arrest mothers and detain children. Think about that. Our broken immigration system is something to be fixed, not an excuse for unaccountable agents to terrorize our communities.
Man, I'm getting sick and tired of white liberal Karens, honestly, and that's Abigail Spanberger last night. Everything she said was a lie. She said we're not safer, even though we have the lowest murder rate since the year 1900. It is, honestly, it's laughable. It's laughable. I'm anxious to see what the numbers were for the speech last night versus her response last night. She is the newly elected governor of Virginia, who is already raised taxes 50 times, including on dog walking, your health club membership, and your Amazon delivery. And then, of course, if you want a electric leaf blower, because she's basically mandating electric leaf blowers, you're going to be a tax on the electric leaf blower. She's a bad guano crazy cat lady Karen, just what the country doesn't need, but she got in just in the nick of time for her ilk. Joining us on the Newsmax Hotline, Justine Murray. Did you watch her response last night? Because I got to tell you, I really couldn't stand it. Everything that she said was an out-and-out lie.
I watched it until I couldn't anymore.
I know.
She's currently technically my governor now because I live in Virginia for work, and it just to be that out of touch. And by the way, she spoke very robotically, but to lecture Americans, despite how most Americans are feeling the impact of how much safer it is under President Trump, to lecture us out, oh, we're not supposed to feel that way. No, we're supposed to let the thugs and the criminals out on the streets, out on the metro, in D.C., in Union Station. The National Guard is somehow a bad thing because they're actually trying to protect us. And, of course, this just plays right into the usual shtick of the leftists, where they want to promote the worst kinds of criminals as the victims and treat the rest of us like second-class citizens. But it was so easy for her to get up there last night on that podium and say that, well, you know, we don't really need America to be safer. Oh, it's not safer because she's not going to be the one who is taking the metro. She's not the one who has to walk outside every day without armed security. She's the one living in her gated community, just like these celebrities. Yeah. They're so out of touch with the rest of us.
She is the white liberal Karen. She is the enemy of the country, and she just barely got in. What's her name? Mikey Sherrill in New Jersey just barely got in. They lied about who they are, but she has already signed executive orders for prioritizing illegal aliens, attacking law enforcement, reckless spending, climate extremism, support for extreme transgender ideology, DEI, rigging elections, giving NGOs unlimited funds from the federal government with no accountability whatsoever, executive orders that end Virginia's cooperation with federal law enforcement and ICE, turning Virginia into a sanctuary state. All of the things that Kamala Harris lost on. She is starting it anew because she got in for a number of reasons. One of them, Fairfax and Loudoun County and government employees losing their jobs. And I got to tell you, it's just a matter of how much damage we can stop her from doing. What do you think, Justine?
Well, I was just going to say, all the people who supported her and voted her, particularly in Northern Virginia, they're all these former government hacks. Yes. They're all still disgruntled because they couldn't keep their cushy DEI jobs in departments that basically no one showed up to work. Yeah. It was all remote for years since COVID, and they wanted to keep it that way forever. These people wouldn't even work. Maybe they'd work like 2 or 3 times a week, and when they did, it was just taking millions to billions of dollars of our taxpayer money to just, throw around to different countries so they can have transgender musicals and carnivals over there. So it's once again, it's so out of touch. And, I think last night at the State of the Union, that really played out, and I think it will probably swing the pendulum a little bit more to the right during those midterms elections. Yes. But we also have to see how the legacy media continues to cover this. But with that, how many people stop watching these legacy media outlets like MS Now or MSDNC and CNN, and how many of us turn to alternate sources and people who are actually telling the truth, people that these network elitists have demonized, like Nick Shirley and these young journalists who are actually on the ground, and they're doing the job that these 6 to 7 figure types refuse to do, which is actually cover the facts.
Well, you're a prime example, Justine. I've been following you for a couple of years, and your message is resonating because you say it with aplomb and with facts, and it's just very good. And like, for instance, me, I'm this guy. I was selling cars 6 years ago. I had a career in broadcasting, got derailed. I just looked on my truth feed. I've got 1.5 million followers. And people are beginning, because they want to hear the truth. And I'm not here to lie. You're not here to lie. You're here to spread the truth, and you're here to do it with optimism, and you do it very well with not only optimism, but humor. That's a really important thing, Justine.
It really means a lot, and it means a lot coming from you, because I have great role models to look up to, and we have a great team at the Media Research Center and our Newsbusters department. We're covering the work that the media refuses to do, and we're exposing them every single day for their bias.
I think so, too. I like to say we have to overwhelm the left with joy and patriotism. I will handle the mockery, ridicule, satire, and let Donald Trump take care of the butt-kicking. How's that sound?
I love it.
All right, very good.
And the left, that's why the left hates comedy, by the way. It's the first thing they want to ban.
I know, 100%. So where people can find all your work, MRC Video, where else?
Certainly. You can go to @TheMRC on X, and we're also at MRC TV on X. And I'll do a plug for myself at Justine_Brooke on X.
You're awesome. Excellent. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show. All righty. Who's watching here? Lots of people are watching. Justine, I'm a big fan, by the way. The best followers are right here on Rumbly-Roo. You bet your butt they are. There you go. Glad to have you on here. Round a Pony and Dookie Bear and all of that. And Pat Carr and Tom K and Sportech. All of you guys over on the YouTubeage. America Marcy, Nick Hastings, all of you, as usual. We had a lot of new names joining the conversation. And you know what? It was interesting, guys. I was talking to Ken, my producer, Redneck MacGyver, the other day, and he said, the thing about you guys that's so remarkable is that you're such a welcoming group as a community of people. No matter what platform you're on, whether it's be Instagram, Facebook, X, Rumble, or YouTube, you guys are always welcoming. And another thing, when some troll jumps in and Ken can't get to it in time, you are always able to get on them, do it without profanity and all this, but basically make them look like complete morons. And I think that's really important. I think what you do is really important, and I think it's bringing us together, right? Right, to some degree, I think it's bringing us together. I think it is. It is bringing. You don't know. We didn't know each other before this. I told you. All right, I want to do this here. Yeah. All right, here we go. I got to talk. Anyway. What am I going to talk about here? I know what I'm going to talk about here. Hold on, give me a second here. I just feel very buoyed by that speech last night and the reaction from the left and how foolish the Democrat Party looked like. It really made me feel like we're winning. We're winning big time. And they're caterwauling this morning on the media, and they're looking like idiots. And it's not a good look for Democrats right now. They're on the wrong side of history. Here we go. Okay.
But here in Virginia, I am working with our state legislature to lower costs and make the Commonwealth more affordable.
Really? I don't think you are, because here's what you're doing, Abigail Spanberger. You're raising taxes 50 times, 50 new taxes in the state of Virginia. You are a joke. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is doing some real things with inflation.
Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, It was quite honestly a disaster. It is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
I remember filling my truck for $94 when Joe Biden was the president. Now it's like 40, 44, something like that. George wants to comment. George, welcome to the Rob Carson Show. What's on your mind?
Yeah, about Scamberger's lies. If there's so many mothers and daughters being deported, then why, when I've been looking for at least a couple years straight for videos showing that, they never have once, I've never seen any videos anywhere or any news footage of any women, mothers, daughters being deported. There are no females deported.
Yeah, and did you also see women breastfeeding, having their babies ripped out of their arms? What an idiot. And then people murdered by ICE agents, who tried to run them over.
Someone has to bring attention to this because there are no mothers being deported. There are no women being deported.
Well, there are some women, but most of these guys were military-age males who came across the southern border from places like China and Venezuela.
Yeah, with criminal records.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, thanks for the call, bro. I appreciate you. I'm with you. Hey, by the way, June the 11th, we're doing this big bus trip from Baltimore to Gettysburg. Going to go to the Gettysburg battlefield. It's a battlefield bus tour. We have a luxury coach. We've got another one now. We got 2 coaches. It took only days to fill the first one. If you want to go, it's June the 11th from Baltimore. We're going to meet at our anchor station, WCBM. Drive to Baltimore. Spend the day there at the Visitor Center. Go see where Abe spoke. Maybe go to Little Round Top, Big Round Top, some of those battlefields. Take it all in. Have some lunch at the Dobbin House. And we're going to fill this second coach. If you want to be a part of it, you got to go to WCBM.com. WCBM.com. Again, the first coach is filled. We're going to have a special guest on the coach along with me. So WCBM.com, June 11th, if you're in the area or if you want to come down to the D.C. area, Baltimore area, it's going to be something special. If you've never been to Gettysburg, this is going to be something else. WCBM.com. All right, hour number 3 of the Rob Carson Show. Senator Bryce Reeves from the great state of Virginia is going to join us to talk about Abigail Spanberger, among other things, on the other side of the third hour of the Rob Carson Show. Right ahead. Don't go anywhere.
it now.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Ron Carson Show.
We saw several interruptions from some of your Democratic colleagues who chose to attend the speech, including Congressman Al Green of Texas and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, who was a guest here in the Situation Room this hour. Was that a productive way to speak out against Trump and his agenda by shouting and screaming during the course of his remarks?
Listen, we have a president who continuously goes before the American people and spews lies and
That's absolutely incorrect. He did not last night. He did a wonderful speech. He had lots of heroes up there. He outlined the successes of his administration thus far and the great things that are happening. So you're full of crap. You're full of crap. Here's Debbie, was a man, my friend Chris Plant calls him her. Debbie was a man Schnitz. Here she is talking to News Nation.
Democratic Florida Congressman Debbie Wasserman Schultz with us from the
Who always looks like a I don't know, some sort of maybe a labradoodle right after a grooming.
Nice to see you, ma'am.
Still hasn't been blown out.
I understand maybe on not standing up with the transition issue. I just want to understand this one, though. President Trump said if you agree with this statement, stand up. First duty of America should be taking care of American citizens, not illegals.
Yeah, that's pretty cut and dried there. That's a campaign ad right there. If you don't stand for that, then it tells you exactly what you need to know about Democrats.
Why would that be hard to stand up for?
Yeah.
Leland, the president tonight gave a speech that was absolutely revolting.
No, not at all. It was actually pretty awesome, and most people agree it was absolutely awesome. Like 64% of CNN viewers said that the vision that Donald Trump painted for the country was the direction they want to go in. That's CNN viewers. Yeah, and then you got 93.3% of Republicans saying, pretty darn awesome. And then, of course, one of the big lines of the night, which describes Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Nobody stands up. These people are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
There you go.
They're crazy.
Yeah. This is why they're caterwauling today. This is why they're saying, Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, because they have been called out. The President of the United States, no holds barred, said, you guys are out of your friggin' minds. Out of your friggin' minds. Here's one of the things that she considers to be, absolutely awful.
In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's just awful. Yeah. No illegals over the southern border. No murders and rape is coming from Venezuela prisons.
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
Yeah, we've always said that because you know why? Because we're the sons and daughters of immigrants, by the way. And there are only two sexes, so it's sons or daughters. You can't be a they, them, we, where, they are, whatever. You got multiple personalities. Here's Donald Trump shaming Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. They were like, I don't know, they were like vampires having holy water splashed on them.
Criminal aliens, in many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal.
She's yelling at him by saying that.
Of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I know. You should be, but you have no shame, so there is that. Here's Mike Johnson talking about those two harpies from hell.
It was shameful, really, and I came this close to stop it.
Rashida Tlaib was, when they were chanting USA, she was saying KKK. That's what they were saying last night, and Tim Burchett was approached about that, and he heard the same thing.
And then we could have probably ejected them from the floor, but I thought let their actions speak for themselves.
Yeah.
The president handled it so well, of course, and if they'd gone a step further, we probably would have ejected them. But I think it was good for them to be there. I think it's good for the American people to see the shame that they brought upon their party and upon themselves.
Yep.
And what a stark contrast between them and between the Republican Party, who are standing and cheering for all these great Americans who deserved all this attention tonight. The brave law enforcement officers, military officials who received all the medals and the honors tonight, the victims of crime. I mean, we're on the right side of common sense, on law and justice, on security and
righteousness,
American dominance and strength.
Yeah.
And the Democrats stand for exactly the opposite of all that. Their record shows it, and their actions tonight, I think, really brought shame on their party.
Oh, 100%. But again, they don't have any shame. They don't have any shame. Here's Harry Inton on CNN. Maybe the reason why they had Abigail Spanberger, the pasty white cat lady Karen, cul-de-sac dwelling Karen from Virginia, as the post speaker, as the rebuttal to Donald Trump's speech. The reason did it because the rest of the Democrat Party is a clown car from hell.
They're all running, and this is just a downright clown car at this point on the Democratic side. I mean, just take a look here. Top choices for the 2028 Dem-Pres nominee. You have a leader, but it's not really a clear leader. It's within the margin of error. You have Newsom at 19%. Then you have former Vice President Kamala Harris at 18%. Quite a weak number for her, given that, of course, she was the nominee last time around.
She was terrible.
Pete Buttigieg, who, of course, has run before, 13%.
She wasn't the nominee. They made her the vice presidential candidate, or the presidential candidate without any votes.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez at 12%.
Yeah.
This is just a total clown car. It is a total mess. There is no clear front runner at this particular point on the Democratic side.
Oh, no, but they've got a lot of possibility. I mean, just listen to Katie Porter and Kamala Harris about all of the great candidates.
Simple, powerful message that we can all agree on. Say it with me. Are you ready?
What?
1, 2, 3.
Bleep Trump. Yeah.
That's right. Trump.
Yeah, brilliant.
The state could lose. Get out of my shot.
She's nice.
I can tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that
that's Katie Porter.
The commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shop before that.
We have so many stars in our party. There are so many stars. And let's not be afraid of them. You talk about Mamdani. I mean, he's exciting. You just look at the range of what we have. So many. Jasmine Crockett, who I just talked to recently. I mean, we have so many stars.
Oh my God. No, not at all. They're all a bunch of idiots. I mean, honestly, Jasmine Crockett, Zohran Mamdani. Here's Jim Gossett as the Prezi.
Supreme Court just ruled for me. Injunctions now a history. The market just hit an all-time high.
It's pretty awesome.
Told NATO they must be fair. They've got to pay a bigger share. I caught CNN and another lie.
They always do.
I made a trade deal with China. Yes, it was quite a tremendous week. I have a question that I'd like to ask you.
That?
Your answer is something I seek.
Okay, what is it?
How do you like me now?
Boom. 11 out of 10.
How do you like me now? Now that I'm on a roll, I'm sure that I'll be surging in each and every poll. Brokered a ceasefire. People ask me how. Look at what we've done. How do you like me now?
I know. Doing a pretty damn good job. And the Democrats
How do you
know
like
it.
me now?
The Democrats know it. Go to patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy, patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. He'll send you 2 parodies a day. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. And you know what? This is the only show that does satire, by the way. In case you're a new listener or viewer on Newsmax social media. The only show in America that makes a point with humor. That's what we do. That's what separates us. We lead the opinion. We lead opinions. We're right about 99.9% of everything. And we not only entertain, inform, maybe even motivate you to do good. Here's a C-SPAN caller yesterday before the State of the Union saying that she thinks the State of the Union is pretty darn good.
Good morning. The State of the Union is tremendous.
Wow.
I can't possibly be any more proud of this president than I am. He has withstood.
Well, I'll tell you what, the speech last night and probably went up a little bit more.
So much negativity.
Yep.
90-something% negativity from the news media. I don't even call them news media.
Yeah.
They're pitiful. It's just the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
It is.
And people are not getting the message. What I saw yesterday with he had a program yesterday for the children that have been killed by illegal
Angel families.
Yesterday, Angel Family, thank you. I was so impressed And anyone that cannot see the love and total respect for this country that this man has put on, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, meanwhile, we had Pudding for Brains, who said he was going to cure cancer when he was campaigning, did not cure cancer, had thousands of classified documents at 2 locations. They discovered that he couldn't be prosecuted because a jury would say that he's a kindly old man with a bad memory. All right, a man who sicked the DOJ and every department of the federal government on Donald Trump. Now we know actually helped to order the raid on Mar-a-Lago, among other things. That Pudding for Brains, who caused 9% inflation one year, 30+% inflation overall, a 100% increase in the price of a home from the mid 200s to the mid 400s, a tripling of the interest rates. I can go on and on. A worthless president who actually helped start the Russia-Ukraine war and presided over massive fraud with massive COVID increase in government. A complete fraud, a complete corruptocrat whose family got tens of millions of dollars from the Chinese Communist Party into 7 LLCs with different family members to the tune of $30 million. Tell me that's better than this man, please. Oh yeah, if you do, I'm going to say you're full of crap, because you are. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. on WCBM.com. Got to keep it there. Come on. It is a Rob Carson show. Coming up at the bottom of the hour. Coming up at the bottom. Is Senator Bryce Reeves, a Virginia senator, to talk about Abigail Spanberger, her little address last night. Lied about everything last night. That was crazy. And then the Democrats, their big things last night, which, by the way, flew over like a lead balloon, as they like to say. Epstein files, which they sat on for 4 years and did nothing. And there's nothing to the Epstein files. Donald Trump had nothing to do with it, but 85% of Democrats, 85% of the people mentioned in these files are Democrats. Here's Jim Comer.
Well, look, I think it's very clear thus far that probably at least 85% of the people who spent a significant amount of time with Epstein were Democrats.
Yeah.
I think you see from the emails, especially towards the end, there was a clear effort by Jeffrey Epstein to coordinate with Democrats and some Republicans to try to undermine President Trump and his election.
Yeah.
So we also saw that President Trump called the Palm Beach police when Epstein was arrested.
Yeah, it's just kind of amazing. They still think that they can just say something and it won't be challenged or exposed. That may have been the case when ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS, NPR, CNN, MSNBC were the main sources of information. Not anymore. It is kind of ridiculous. But anyway, they tried that last night. Rashida Tlaib had a lapel pin that said F ICE. Again, real classy. Stay classy, Democrats. Really, really classy. Unreal. News from New York and Zohran Mamdani in just a second. If you had $20,000 in 2006 and you decided to invest it in gold, you could have bought 33 ounces of gold. Do you know what that would be worth now? $165,000. That's unbelievable. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metal. You need to consider buying gold. From my friends at Birch Gold, I trust them. They have my money. For thousands of years, gold has been a store of wealth, and today it's a crucial part of any balanced strategy. Come on now. Everybody wants gold. There's gold in our hills, you know. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered retirement account in gold. Text my name, Rob, to the number 989898 to receive your info kit on gold. No obligation. Just information. A-plus rating from the BBB. Tens of thousands of happy customers, and they make it really very simple and easy. A couple phone calls, and you're in like Flynn, baby. Text Rob to 989898 today for Birch Gold. So the recent historic blizzard killed 19 homeless people in New York City. And Zohran Mamdani said it wasn't that, actually. It was that Katie Tur asked him about it. And, of course, she didn't call them homeless people. This is the first thing you'll hear this. But he says, no, they died of drug ODs.
Did you deal differently with the unhoused population?
It's an unhoused. This is what they're trying now, by the way. This is the new thing. They're trying to say homeless people are the unhoused. Okay, so I just wanted you to know that.
This time around, because there
you
was...
thought they were over that nonsense, that changing the words up and all this crap. No.
Some criticism as to what happened to a number of people during the last storm.
You see, because he stopped the police from clearing out homeless encampments and putting them indoors in shelter. That's what he did. He said, stay out on the streets, you won't be rounded up. And they froze to death, you see.
Cold snap, 19 outdoor deaths, 19. That's a really high number. There were 7 indoor deaths as well.
Those people were housed, I guess.
Potentially linked to bad heating or no heating at all.
No heating.
Did you change your strategy, and are you confident that everybody who was out in the streets got inside and survived?
So as of now, we have no deaths reported from this blizzard from being outside or in a public area. And we have also been looking to utilize every single method of outreach that we have. Okay. We have more than 500 homeless outreach workers who have been traversing the
why did the 19 people die in the last cold snap?
5 boroughs, looking to connect homeless New Yorkers with services.
He said homeless. They're unhoused.
Support. And what we've also learned is the tools that were effective over the course of the prolonged cold period, again, a historic period of sub-freezing conditions, those are ones we've employed from the very first day of our response to this one. I'll give you one example. A number of those New Yorkers who lost their lives, the preliminary indications came that it was from an overdose-related death.
Okay, why didn't it happen the week before? Why didn't 19 people die of ODs the week before? They waited until the cold snap when they were living outdoors. Yeah, he's just so unbelievably full of crap. Just honestly, unbelievably full of crapola. And listen to this. AOC and Mandami, fury as AOC and Mandami urge illegal migrants to sign up for free child care. This as New York City is financially strapped. He's considering raising property taxes on everybody. They've decided to encourage undocumented illegal aliens to sign up for free child care in a Spanish advertisement. They've joined socialist congressional ally AOC together to do this. Here's the actual ad where Zohran Mandami admits that he doesn't speak Spanish very well. Arabic, he's really good.
Hola.
Mi español no es el mejor.
No te preocupes, alcalde.
You're full of el crapola.
Si su hijo o hija está cumpliendo
muy crapola, but in your brain.
3 o 4 años en el 2026, usted puede registrarlos gratis en el programa.
Gratis means free, but of course that means taxpayers are going to pay for it.
Kinder 3 o prekinder de la ciudad de
Delicioso taco burrito. Ocasio-Cortez steps into the frame, obviously. Any New York City parent, regardless of your occupation, income, or immigration status, is eligible to sign up. They still haven't given up, have they? They haven't given up. They're never going to give up. Every Democrat is suspect. If they say they are a moderate, know that they are lying. Every Democrat. I'm talking about, except for maybe John Fetterman, be the only person that I might consider somebody who was not doing this. It is, obviously with Abigail Spanberger, she lied to become the governor. Same thing's going to happen in New Jersey. Same thing is happening in Seattle. Same thing is happening in New York City. Know that if there is a Democrat running in 2026, you cannot trust them to be moderate. Because the entire party, if you notice, even the reaction to Donald Trump's speech last night, they're leaning into illegal aliens, blaming Donald Trump, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Know that they have not changed course. That's all you need to know. All right, so coming up after the bottom of the hour, going to talk to a Virginia senator, the state senator of Virginia. His name is Bryce Reeves. Got to give you an inside scoop on Abigail Spanberger and what she is doing in this state and how it could be coming to a state near you if you're not careful. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson for Quince. You know, a well-built wardrobe is about pieces that work together and hold up over time. That's what Quince does best. Premium materials, thoughtful design, everyday staples that feel easy to wear, even as the weather shifts. Quince has everyday essentials. I love the quality that lasts, by the way. Organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion, lighter jackets to keep you warm in the changing season. The list goes on. Now, Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out the middleman. So you're not paying for brand markup, just quality clothing. Everything is built to hold up to daily wear and still look good season after season. I have a great wool blazer that has the ladies turning their heads, even if they're not looking at me. And then, of course, a cashmere sweater, ridiculously soft, doesn't cost a fortune as well. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/Newsmax for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's quince.com, QUINCE.com/Newsmax. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Newsmax.
Free in libs' heads I'm living, the fits I am giving to whoopee sunny and joy. Rent free, I'm occupying. Rosie is lying if she says I'm not in her head. Break free, they simply can't do it. When you get down to it, they have TDS real bad. Hatred, just watch it as it spreads, because inside their heads I live. Rent
Hello, my name is Brian Delatry, and I started taking Relief Factor just about a year ago. I was having chronic knee pain over time. It just got worse and worse. Just walking downstairs was painful. Well, since I've taken Relief Factor, the results have been just amazing. I actually walk 4 miles a day, 5 to 6 days a week. No pain at all going downstairs. Very active playing golf, and it's been really just unbelievable in the change I've had in the pain in my knee. Hope that someone who's experienced the same type of pain gives Relief Factor a try. And I guarantee if you get the results that I have, you'll be very happy. I'm going to continue using the product because I am now pain-free.
Don't wait. If you're dealing with daily pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain?
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to Newsmax.com/listen for details.
Well, so we're out on the mall. Really low turnout for protesters. There's maybe 100 protesters out here. But you've got 20 of these activist politicians. Got Adam Schiff and the rest of the clown show out here that are starting here. This is one of the locations of protest, and then they're going to be moving to the press club. Hopefully I get a chance to confront them, but this is, just the shamefulness where you have politicians who put American people last and illegal aliens first. That's what we're looking at.
Ben Berquam, who is a great journalist, he was out last night outside of the Capitol to see the Democrat clown show with a guy in the dinosaur suit who was one of the church raiders in Minneapolis, and then of course a cadre of losers who've been rejected by America, like Joy Reid among others, and Adam Schiff, who's about as likable as I don't know. Well, Dog do. How's that? Dog do. I think that's pretty good, actually. It's kind of perfect, actually. I think I'd rather step in dog do than talk to Adam Schiff. Barefoot, by the way, I would do that. Senator Bryce Reeves is a Virginia state senator, and he joins us on the Newsmax Hotline. Senator, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Rob, I'm doing great. I appreciate getting on the program. Just stepped off the dais here in the General Assembly building.
Well, I just moved to Virginia about 6 months ago, my friend. I chose to move to Virginia because I lived in Maryland for a dozen years, then moved to Kansas City, and then Fairfax and Loudoun County elected this bat guano crazy cat lady, Abigail Spanberger.
No refunds. That's what they'll tell you.
Oh,
no
brother.
refunds. Yeah,
brother.
It's bad. I don't call her Abigail Spanberger. I'll call her Hillary 2.0.
Yeah.
She, within a matter of hours, reversed direction with regard to enforcement of our illegal immigration here in the Commonwealth, made us a sanctuary state, and it's continued to go downhill from there. So it won't be long before we're par with Maryland, down with the CNBC ratings on how we're doing business based on all the plethora of bills they just keep shoving through here in the General Assembly. It's, being in the minority is not the best place to be, and if they get the referendum done for the gerrymandering, I think we're going to be held up for a couple of decades.
Are there any sort of legal options for Republicans in the state of Virginia? I have spoken to several people because she did not run on the platform that she has done. That is, to me, a bait and switch. You decide on a party platform to present to voters, then the voters vote on that party platform. This was not the case. She ushered in a new era of left-leaning politics akin to what Zoran Mandami is doing. I know that there have been some petitions started. I would like to think we're not completely helpless here, sir. What do you think?
Well, be careful how you equate her to Mandami. I did that recently in the New York Times article, the fluff piece that came out on her, and I compared her to Mandami, and I said the difference between Mandami and our new governor is at least that Mandami admits he's a socialist. And for that, I got taken one of my major committees as a senior member of the Senate taken away from me. So, retribution is key. But listen, I'm not surprised by any of it. And look, the truth is she was a CIA case operative. That's what she said. She used to recruit people for the CIA to get information from them. And all you got to do is read that New York Times article, really read it, understand what she says when she says she could get all these people and have 5 different passports and lie to them the whole time and get them to earn their trust and then do them dirty. So that's what she's doing to us. So she's revealed herself to us. We just have to understand that's how she works. And so, buyer remorse, sorry, we can't have it now. It's the election's done and gone. But what we can do is show the rest of the world, and now that she's the diamond darling of the Democrat Party, that she's just truly Hillary 2.0 coming forward, and really look at her record, because she can't hide like she did in Congress.
Yeah.
These bills are going to come to her desk, and she's going to sign them, veto them, or send them back with an amendment. So people need to pay attention.
We had a $2.3 billion surplus. She's decided we need 50 tax increases, a turn into green energy, which America has rejected. I wonder if the federal government can do anything with regard to withholding funds to stop some of this. Has anyone discussed that possibility?
Absolutely, and we've been in contact with our federal counterparts. But the reality is we've got 2 injunctions from Circuit Court judge. The first one, the Supreme Court, malice or derelict of duty, didn't rule on the law, so they sent it back and said you can continue. And then 2 of our congressmen filed suit. The same judge sent a different injunction down, basically halting everything. But the Democrats are moving forward, spending $5 million of taxpayer money to try to gerrymander the state, hopefully before somebody else interjects. But they're moving forward despite the rule of law.
Yeah.
And so we're waiting to see who's going to help enforce that.
Well, they proposed and I guess passed an absurd, and it will not stand, restriction on the Second Amendment, saying that people cannot have a gun under the age of 21, and restricting it to, I believe, target practice and hunting. That will not stand. I would assume that will be immediately challenged in a court of law. That cannot and will not stand any state in the nation. That has never been done before.
Well, she wants to be a first at everything. She's been the first woman governor of Virginia, and I wouldn't be surprised if she signs that bill and it moves forward, and we're going to have to file more lawsuits. We've already got the 10 or 11% tax on firearms and ammo.
Unbelievable.
A former West Pointer from up north who they drew a congressional district for in this new redistricting is carrying the quote-unquote assault weapons ban, and these things are all moving forward. They've made them through the House and through the Senate, and we're in the final throes. I think we have about 2 weeks left to get the budget done. We have been able to curtail some of the spending on the 5 Republicans on Senate Finance, myself being one of them, have hopefully stopped any of the tax increases as best we can tell. We're crunching through the budget as literally starting early this morning in some work groups that we have in the caucus. And going line by line by line and trying to catch the stuff they try to hide from us. And so, we don't vote on the budget probably till Monday this next week. And, hopefully we can stop a lot of the tax increases from happening.
I see Boeing is relocating to St. Louis. Is that because of her?
I can't say definitively, but I would probably say yes.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I got to tell you, I've been here 6 months, and if things don't, if they go the way of Maryland, I won't live here. I mean, it's terrible. I think it's dreadful. I don't think that most of the people in Virginia feel this way. I've always looked at Virginia as a free state, as a patriotic state, as a founding state. When I drive through Old Town Alexandria, I see names Washington. I still see names Lee. People who are proud of their country still live here, and I'm hoping maybe down the road recall petition might be considered as some sort of legal action. I know that you got to kind of tiptoe around, but I think you got a lot of people mad, and I will tell you as a media figure who is nationally syndicated, I will do everything I can to fight this Democrat legislature and governor, sir.
Well, that is so good to hear, because I've been trying to shout from the rooftops, and the city is burning as we speak, so to speak, and all we can do is get the word out.
Yes,
and if it wasn't for patriots like yourself that could help us get that word out, I've been telling other states they are running a plan here that they're going to try to run in all the states, especially the red states, and try to start chipping away at it. And I tell the solidly red states that if they really truly want to try to stop it, you got to pay attention, because they have a way of kind of working in like the best way I can describe it is mold in the shower. It gets in the small pieces of the grout, and if you don't kill it with bleach, it'll take over everything. Well, that's what the Democrats are doing to these states. They're coming in, they're using a lot of money, coming in, winning some of these seats, and then eventually they take control, and then they ruin a state and move on to the next state.
Yeah, they're like the aliens from Independence Day, the movie. They are, man. They devour the resources and move on, the bastards. Senator Bryce Reeves, you've got a rooftop to yell from here, okay, brother?
I appreciate you getting me on. I'll come on anytime, and let me get through this budget the next couple of days, and I'd love to come back on and tell you what's in it, and I'll send it to your producer too, so you can squawk about it on the radio and let everybody know.
Well, we're here for you, man. I appreciate you. I really do. I want to be proud to live in this state. I'd like to spend the rest of my life in this state, but I got to tell you, if it goes the way of Maryland, I'll be the hell out of here. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Where can people find you? Where can people find you on social media and whatnot?
BryceReeves.com, and at ReevesVA is my Twitter or X sign, and trust me, there's plenty out there already. If you just Google me,
all right,
it'll come up, because I've been pretty outspoken about this governor.
All right, we'll talk again soon. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Not to scare you, but AI has completely changed the cybersecurity game. Scams are smarter. Malware is...
Yeah. President Trump did talk about fraud, though, and the billions of fraud that have been exposed in Minneapolis. And I think it's interesting that they chose Spanberger because she campaigned as a moderate and she's doing quite the opposite. So I think she will have a hard time really delivering on what she shared tonight because she seems to be a Trojan horse for the far left policies that are selling.
That is Tiffany Smiley on PBS, of all places, telling the truth about Abigail Spanberger, who is the governor of the state of Virginia. You know, listen, they are the left is unrelenting. They will do anything they can. We thought we beat them in 2024. They are unrelenting. They haven't given up on all of the nonsense that they went with, the transgender nonsense, the DEI nonsense, all of that. So they will continue. We've got to beat them into the ground. We've got to pound them into sand. Frank on the line. Frank wants to talk. Hello, Frank. Welcome to the Rob Carson Show. What's on your mind?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I need to make sure my headset's working right.
Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I had an issue with something you commented on earlier. Earlier in the podcast, you were talking about how Zohran Mamdani let like 20 people freeze to death during a snowstorm.
Yes.
Homeless people.
Yes.
Yeah. So my issue is from listening to you for a little while, I was kind of getting the impression that you didn't really care too much about homeless people.
Wow, that's what you got. You don't listen. You called it a podcast. It's not a podcast until the radio show's over, and we put it up on the podcast. So you're not a listener to the show. Second of all, honestly, what an absurd thing to say. Why would I bring up the story if I didn't care about homeless people? I mean, this is what you got. I mean, really, this is what you got. It is remarkable. Whenever I have people who want to counter on the show, first of all, they come out by saying, I heard it on the podcast early. We don't have a podcast. We do a radio show and we make it into a podcast. Second of all, Zohran Mamdani, I'm not done talking. My show, my podcast. Zohran Mamdani ordered police to not take down homeless encampments and let them stay outdoors, and they did freeze to death. If they didn't freeze to death, then why did 19 homeless people not die of drug overdoses when it was warmer a week earlier?
Okay, so the encampments, you mean like their tents that they set up?
Yeah, they're in homeless encampments all over the place. You bet. Yeah, they are. They're in encampments. They sleep on park benches. They sleep under overpasses, all that stuff.
Okay.
All right.
So how would telling them not to take them down make them freeze to death?
Because you're staying outdoors. Okay, I'm done with the conversation. Thanks for the phone call. I mean, honestly, I'm just going to be honest. I don't have time to waste your time with this. I don't have my time to waste with my time with this. I don't have time to sit around in a traffic circle of stupid and entertain moronic principles like he started with. A, your podcast. B, you don't care about homeless people. If you say that to start the conversation is over. I'm not going to sit here and just do a circle fest of idiocy. It's just not going to happen. You can challenge me on something intelligent. Don't open the conversation with something so so absurd. I try to be very polite to people, but I really don't. I mean, your life is too short to entertain this nonsense. The left has had the control of this absurdity, this nonsense, this debate about whether or not a boy can become a girl and a girl can become a boy. That conversation is over. I don't have time to debate it anymore. It's not debatable anymore. Things like this are not debatable anymore. Zoran Mondani said homeless people encampments sleeping outdoors don't need to be rounded up. A cold snap came, 19 people died. He says now it was drug overdoses. If that were the case, then why didn't 19 people die the week before when the weather was warmer? Because they froze to death. Because they were outside during a cold snap. End of discussion. End of discussion. Oh, by the way, and if you want to hear your phone call, it's going to be on the podcast later. Thought you should know. Just honestly, wow. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for absurdity anymore. I don't have time for nonsense anymore. I don't have time to argue about things like the southern border. I don't have time to argue that lowering taxes is going to make the economy better. I don't have time to say that drill baby drill is going to create more oil and the energy prices are going to go down. I don't have time for saying that tariffs are a good thing because they are a good thing and they've been proven to be a good thing. I'm not going to sit here and mentally masturbate about things that are provably correct on my side and wrong on your side. There you go. I'm done. I dropped the mic, but I got to finish the show. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. International disputes, inflation, rising national debt. I don't have time for the stupid. I don't have time for the stupid. You know, I'm going to play that song. For those who have not played Don't Catch the Stupid, I might just finish the show with that. Don't catch the stupid, catch the stupid. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. All right, kids, are you having fun? I'm having fun. Who's watching on the Rumbly Roo? Dookie Bear, you're still there. All of you guys still talking? Still talking the entire show. Wow, you guys, I'm just now catching up with your conversation. You've been busy. I'm still scrolling. My God, unbelievable. I'm with you, Rob. I can talk to a leftist, but I don't want to. I don't think it's entertaining for me to take down somebody because it's not an entertaining conversation. It's just a dummy. It's just not. I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I don't have time for pissing matches with idiots. Right? I don't have time for pissing matches with idiots. You know, I get into arguments with family members that way. And I just don't have time for it. My life is too short for this nonsense. Watch The Banshees of Inisherin. It's about a guy who had enough. He had enough of nonsense from people and this friend of his, and he finally just said, enough is enough. I can't take this anymore. And so he decides not to be friends anymore. I thought it was kind of mean to Colin Farrell, but anyway. Drug addicts don't freeze outside when it's 90, Rob. Yes, thank you very much. Watching daily is our vaccine from the stupid. I know. Yeah, baby, tariffs, I know. I'm going to play that Don't Catch the Stupid for those who haven't heard it. I'm going to play it. You haven't heard it in a while, have you? Yeah. It's one of my favorites. My producer, Ken, loves that. Hold on, here we go. It's a Rob Carson Show. I got a text from my producer, Ken, also known as Redneck MacGyver. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, my God, you destroyed that caller. You know what? I haven't told you lately why I call him Redneck MacGyver, have I? I was been thinking about this the other day. Ken is my sensei. He's a great guy. I've known him now for 6 years, and he's a good guy. And he has not put up the chrome reclining women, the decals on his truck like I said he should. Because he got a new truck. And it's black, and it's a Nissan, big old truck. And I was going to send him the mud flaps with the chrome reclining women. I sent him the decals. He didn't put them on there. I'm insulted. That said, he lives in Arkansas. Here's the reason why I call him this. I got this electric mountain bike that I purchased. I ended up giving it to my daughter's boyfriend like an idiot, and then he broke up with her. And anyway, he got the same bike, right? And he figured out, he said, Rob, I figured out how to make this bike go 50 miles an hour without pedaling. He said he turned off the governor, which is the thing that keeps it going 30 miles an hour, and I figured out how to make it go 50 miles an hour without the pedaling. And he says the only problem is when I'm on it going that fast, the cigar ashes get in my face. That's what he told me. So he made a motorcycle. He made a motorcycle out of a mountain bike. I know, that's why I call him Redneck MacGyver. I'm going to play this song. I came up with this song a few years ago about all the idiocy the left tries to convince us of, and we were being censored at the time, and I decided to make a parody out of it because the only way I got around the censorship from our government was with satire, and I came up with the expression, don't catch the stupid. So I want to play it for you.
Arizona and Corona, all the lies about them they've been telling you.
They censored us.
How did they win it? The freaking Senate, when the votes that they received were very few.
Jim Gossett!
Don't catch the stupid, don't buy their BS. The climate change is real, inflation's not. Don't catch the stupid, don't believe them, because distraction and diversion's all they got.
We all know that Hurricane Ian was the result of global warming.
Russian collusion led to confusion. January 6th is a smokescreen. The new Green Deal is a disguise steal, like their mandate forcing you to take vaccine. Yeah. Don't catch the stupid, you just can't do it. That in women's sports, men should compete. They're teaching sex ed in kindergarten. Their destructive policies we must defeat.
Like wear a mask, don't wear a mask.
Statues have fallen, it's so appalling to ignore Hunter's laptop and his theft.
Yep.
Don't catch the stupid, reject their nonsense. Everything is stupid on the left.
Yeah, that's what I came up with when you couldn't talk about any of those things. On social media, every one of those things right there was verboten. They called it disinformation. And how was I able to say it 5.5 years ago? With comedy. That's why comedy is so important. That's why I do it. Among other stuff. Entertain, inform, motivate. Mock, ridicule, satirize. They're powerful weapons. They really are, right? Hell of a speech last night, Mr. President. I got to tell you, it was amazing to watch. God bless you, America's founded, Donald Trump, and what he's doing for this glorious, glorious country in its 250th year. And until tomorrow, which is Thursday, you know what I'm going to say. Don't catch it. Don't catch the stupid. I love you guys.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.